What is up and welcome to another edition of Worth a Watch with me, Anthony Flores. This is going to be my review for Haunted House Parte 2. Yes, it is another Haunted House movie that was released. The original was released last year in January, and I was very surprised. I actually thought, oh my god, this is going to be a very hit or miss movie, or it's going to be complete crap. And by my surprise, Marlon Wayans and company did a really good job with it. It was a very straightforward, focused spoof film, just giving it to the fucking Paranormal Activity franchise, which has been run down to the ground at this point. And I very much enjoyed it a lot more than I ever thought. I just thought it was such a fresh take on just spoofing. It was funny enough. It was just a hint of cleverness sprinkled out there, like a light sprinkle of salt just put in there, and it was funny. I enjoyed it. I liked Marlon Wayans a lot, and Nick Swardson, David Koechner, Cedric the Entertainer. I thought they were all hilarious. Affion Crockett, who had a much smaller role. He has a bit of a bigger role in this time around, but the returning players were also, let's see, there was quite a few actually. Marlon Wayans, obviously, Cedric the Entertainer, Affion Crockett, and Essence Atkins is also back as the evil girlfriend that was possessed from the first one. And I gotta say though, this one kind of disappointed me. I thought it was very funny, but it was just so not in focus at all. It was trying to spoof too many things, and just it felt too much closer to the things it was spoofing. It felt like a complete just copy pasting situations, and I didn't like that very much. The first one did its own thing. It had its own moments, and this time around it was very much copy pasting other scenes from other movies such as The Conjuring or Sinister. And while that's all fun and it was hilarious to see some of the people to give their own interpretations of how that scene can go down, it felt more of like, I've seen this before. And that's not a good feeling to have in a spoof movie when you're blatantly copying every scene and copy pasting everything. And the lack of focus in this movie. There is a point where I thought, that's funny for like 2 seconds. But after that, went on a bit too long. Spoiler, if I guess, Marlon Wayans fucks a doll. The doll from The Conjuring. And that's funny for 2 seconds. You just laugh on the sheer absurdity of something like that. And then you realize this is going on for way too long. This is not that funny. He's really going at it. Okay. Yeah, but that's all the negative stuff. The lack of focus, the very copy-paste feel with the scenes. But I gotta say, I still laughed my ass off, though. As much as I really hated some of the stuff about this movie, I really laughed my ass off. There was good laughter from beginning to end. Even though there was a good amount of eye rolling, just like, oh my god, that's so fucking stupid. But I laughed. I laughed hard several times. And I thought the additions of Gabriel Iglesias, Affion Crockett was also used pretty funny. But yeah, Gabriel Iglesias, man, for me, definitely one of my favorite comedians out there. He has been a bit overused lately in terms of that kind of over-the-top voices and stuff that he does. And yeah, he's been a bit overplayed lately, but I still think he's very funny, and I thought for the role he had, which was the stereotypical Mexican, I thought he was such a quick, rapid-fire jokester in this movie. It worked, even though if it was something that's been done to death. And Marlon Wayans, God bless the guy, he really knew. And there's a very clever one-liner in here that made me laugh so hard, because I was just like, holy shit, that was subtle, but I caught it, and it was hilarious. It just deals with the fact is that their franchise was kind of just taken by the wayside. The Scary Movie franchise, it was taken away and just turned into some big over crappy franchise without him and his brother's involvement. And there's a quick one-liner involving that whole thing, and I won't spoil that for you if you decide to check this out. But I just gotta say, as I said, the main thing was the focus of this movie was very scattered, and it just had one too many spoof parodies that it was trying to pull off, and it wasn't by any means as bad as like Epic Movie, Date Movie, or Vampires Suck. It was not that bad. It was actually fairly funny, as I said. I just wanted to like this more. I really liked the first one, and this one, definitely more of a matinee if you're truly a diehard fan of Marlon Wayans or any of the people involved here. I really thought there could have been a lot more different approaches that they could have used with a sequel. I thought there was a lot of funny moments, a lot of good moments here that were clever enough and they were stupid enough. If you just love slapstick humor at its dumbest, which is very few people, I think, you will enjoy this movie for what it is. Or if you're drunk or whatever the fuck you do in your spare time. But I gotta say, I was kind of disappointed with it, but I still had a fun enough time anyway with my cousin, enjoying it and laughing the whole way through, even though if there was a lot of things where I thought, not quite as good as the first one. But that's just my humblest of opinions. Regardless, feel free to comment below on what are your thoughts on this motion picture right here. If you even bother to see it. I say only see it if you're a true diehard Wayans Brothers fan or slapstick humor type, I guess, whatever you liked of slapstick humor. If you like that kind of humor, definitely check it out. At a matinee price would probably be suited, or if not, at the very least a rental. So that is my quick review of A Haunted House 2. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said, feel free to comment below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anthony Flores with Worth a Watch, and keep going to the movies.